What's up, guys? Here with Low Kick MMA. I'm Ryan MacCarthy, and joined by me today is Jalin Turner. And thanks for coming here, Jalen. Congrats on your win the other night. You had a huge win against Brok Weaver on kind of short notice. I mean, you had a fight lined up for last weekend, and that got canceled. Brock's opponent got COVID as well. So, how was going into the fight? Was it a little hectic, chaotic, or were you kind of just ready for anyone and anywhere, anyone?
I was ready for whoever they threw at me. That's what I've been preparing for whoever. Um, it was. I just felt like it was like a blessing in disguise. It wasn't too hectic for me. I was mentally ready, physically ready. Especially since I just was scheduled to fight the week before. You know, um, I kind of picked out a little bit. That week after I figured I wasn't gonna be fighting, so I was like, all right. So, cutting that weight again was like the biggest challenge. But after that, like I was good to go.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, the weight cut. I mean, you usually compete at 155 in the lightweight division. It was a catchweight bout, I believe, at 165, something like that. So, did that have any effect on you going in there, or was that kind of expected with the last minute call?
Um, I, you know, it was like a gamble. Like we were gonna see if they were gonna give us the catch weight,
Mhm.
and they ended up giving us the catch weight, so that was pretty cool. Honestly, I think I felt way better at 165 than at 155.
Oh, I'm not surprised about that, honestly. I wish that was a weight division, but that's another combo for another day. And you had the fight lined up with Thiago Moises that got canceled, like I said, with Thiago getting catching the COVID, and of course, then you had to fight Brok Weaver. So was that difficult adjusting opponents, or in like kind of preparation wise? I mean, you only had about a week or so to prepare for Brock. You obviously had been preparing for another opponent in Tiago. So how was that switching up the game plan? Was it anything major, or was it kind of just a couple minor tweaks here and there?
No, honestly, it's never anything major. I always try to fight to my strong suit, and that's striking. And the pretty much the game plan with Tiago, there's never really a game plan with anybody, to be honest. You just keep the fight where you feel like you're gonna win. You have the highest advantages. So it was just keeping off the mat a little bit more with Tiago, and with Brock it was just more about having fun on the feet. So he shot in a couple times. I kind of expected it. I didn't expect it so early, so I was ready for all that. So it all paid off. He did take my back and got a little body lock in the first round, and I kind of like just shrugged it off, like thinking he wasn't gonna do anything with it. And then he picks me up, and then he slammed me. I was like, oh shit! I was like, all right, but I popped right back up. It amused me. I was laughing about that one.
Yeah, no, that's funny. And I know, what's even funnier is you mentioned that you were no, I mean you're a striking specialist, but you finished the fight on the ground with a rear naked choke towards the end of the second round. So was that kind of surprising to you, or once you were on the ground, was that kind of you know you knew you could kind of get the finish that way, or like you said, you're a striking specialist. So were you kind of surprised that the fight ended with a rear naked choke?
I was pretty confident wherever the fight went. Roosevelt Roberts, that's my bro, and he finished him with a rear naked choke. We're both Carson Gracie Brown belts, so jiu-jitsu is, we don't stray away from our jiu-jitsu at all.
Sure.
Like I said, like I just like to strike, use my striking more than anything. But yeah, I'm not afraid to go to the ground, and that submission just popped right in. It was sweaty, like my arm was sweaty, just slid right into the neck. I was like, I'm not letting this go. I tried to adjust. I wanted to scoot my hips away, like have a better position on his back, but I was just so deep on the short choke. I just was like, I'm like 20 seconds left. However much time was left, I was just gonna hold it and just blow it out.
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely was towards the end of the round. I believe there's, about 40, 30 seconds left. So, super impressive to get that finish there. And then I was curious as well, here, Jalin. I mean, you're standing at 6'3", I believe. So you're a big frame for a lightweight at 155. And I know you mentioned you felt comfortable at 165. Unfortunately, that's not a division here in the UFC. But is fighting at 155 something you're going to try and sustain for a while? I mean, you're super young, only 25. So is that something that you and your coaches talk about, staying at 155, moving up to 170, or?
Honestly, I'm staying at 55 for a while.
Mhm.
When I weighed in, when I made weight against Tiago, I felt fine. I felt good. Rehydration went good. I didn't feel off at all. Honestly, the weight cut has been getting easier with using, Charles from the Performance Institute, the UFC PI. He's been helping me out, and using Always Ready meals has been helping me keep my weight low and keep my weight and in sync, keeping my weight management on point. And, the cut hasn't gotten any harder. I have gone up in weight, but the cut's actually getting easier. So that's pretty crazy. And, sometimes I think about going up to 170, maybe like a short notice against like the right opponent. I do it.
Mhm.
But as far as like a career, I'm not, I don't plan on playing at that weight class.
For sure. Yeah. And kind of going forward, I mean, in the lightweight division, you've got two in a row here. So a nice little streak you've got going. And then, of course, do you have what are you looking for in terms of the rest of 2020 going into 2021? Are you trying to get back in there with Tiago? I know that one was a last minute cancellation, of course. So is that someone you'd like to match up with next, or do you have any idea of where you're going for the rest of 2020? Do you expect to fight by the end of the year or early next year?
Yeah, I'm planning on fighting by December, hopefully. My son's birthday's in December, so I need to get some birthday party money for him.
That 50G?
Yeah. If Tiago wants to run it, I'd fight Tiago. If the UFC has better plans for me, they got better plans for me.
Yep.
I'm ready. I've been ready. I've been preparing for whoever. I'm just starting to just focus on myself and get better.
For sure. Yeah, it's all you can do, really. And then kind of, of course, you're in the lightweight division. I wanted to get a couple predictions for you here. I know we got this weekend a big fight, not in the lightweight division, of course, but we do have Colby versus Woodley this weekend. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. A nice, maybe a prediction if you have one, or what your thoughts of how that's going to end.
It depends on which Willie shows up.
Yeah.
If Willie comes out there and he throws some hands, man, it's gonna be a difficult night for Colby. So we'll see. I don't. I can't really make a prediction on that one because Colby always looks good. Colby pretty much always shows up. So, we'll see. We got to see on that one.
Yeah, and it's about 4 or 5 days out, so yeah, that's exciting for sure. And then, of course, in your division, the king is Khabib Nurmagomedov, and then he's going to be facing off against Justin Gaethje in about a month, a little over a month now. So that's coming up. That's of course, a huge fight for the UFC and the lightweight division. Do you have any thoughts on how that's going to play out? I know that's a tough one to predict as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one. Also, I think Gaethje can do it. I think Gaethje's takedown defense, as long as it holds up, he'll let it could be on the feet for a bit. Michael Johnson could be on the feet also. Man, Gaethje ain't gonna fade. He's tough as nails, and he's just gonna just psych himself out and just be ready to go. So I like that fight. But also, like I said, as soon as Khabib clasps his hands and gets his hands on you, you're going for a ride, and it's going to be a long ride. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I agree. And then, kind of just wrapping up things here. I mean, I was curious about, I'm sure you get this question pretty much in every interview about your tarantula collection here. So what is that about? I know your nickname, of course, is the Tarantula. I was curious if you could kind of maybe give us some insight into, why that is your thing. I mean, do you enjoy them? I personally am not a fan of them, but they're cool. They're interesting. So what are your thoughts on that?
First off, I think you need to get a pet tarantula. That's gonna be my first thing.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
sure.
say.
I don't know if my roommate would be okay with that.
They'll get over it too. Honestly, I was afraid of them. Didn't like them in the beginning. I was like, let me just get one as a pet. I got one as a pet, and it just turned out to be just such a great pet. And I just like started collecting them, breeding them, trading them, selling them. Um, it just took over. It was like an amazing hobby. Um, Shoot, what else? Also with the nickname, I always kind of like hinted it at the gym, like, oh, the tarantula, that'd be a cool nickname, I love Anderson Silva, definitely one of my favorite fighters, like my all-time favorite. He was the spider, I think the tarantula was like, a perfect like spin-off, like slash, like, like homage towards Anderson Silva in a way.
Yeah.
So, it just all like just worked out perfect.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great little shtick you got, and of course, you love the animal itself, so that's what's important as well. And I hope you start bringing it to the weigh-ins, for every fight. I know you did last fight, but that was awesome. So I hope you start doing that for every fight. Make that a little thing you got going, which is of course, great for the cameras and the media as well too, to talk about. So. Yeah, I mean, kind of like I said, we're going to wrap things up here, Jalin. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Do you want to plug any social media, anything you need?
Yeah, my Twitter account is Jalin Turner, Instagram the Tarantula MMA, Facebook Jalin Turner.
Cool. Yeah, we'll give you a shout on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything. We'll get the interview up on YouTube and the article up hopefully by the end of today or tomorrow morning. And I look forward to speak with you again, Jalin, and best of luck in your path to success. I really look forward to seeing your next fight as well. Hopefully that's by the end of the year. And if not, we look forward to seeing you fight again. And like I said, I'm sure we'll talk again. So thanks a lot, Jalin Turner.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jalin Turner, ladies and gentlemen.